throw some hearts at us. Woo, baby.
Hey, here we are.
Yeah, one of the things they're doing now is going back and commenting on their posts to throw it back in the feed. So now I'm snoozing them.
Now you're what?
I snoozed them for 30 days just to get them off my feed. I was like, fuck you guys. You know, 'cause all they have to do is every day is go in and make one comment in that post to throw it back in the feed. Pearl. Hi, Pearl. Hi, Pearl. Hi, pretty Pearl. Hi, pretty Pearl. Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty girl? She's like, what? You talking to me? Okay, so this is news. So are we? In my view, I'm a little box and you're a big box.
But we're side by side on my view. So I see right under on the right hand side or right under. Do you have a bunch of?
I got nothing.
Orange boxes.
I feel like this is a better view. Look at the ceiling. Isn't the ceiling?
Yes, you do. And your thing in the background.
I know I need to turn off the TV though. The ceiling's nice. I think that's a good view.
So we're actually on my real estate page.
Oh, God, how many fucking Facebook pages do you have?
1 million.
You do.
There.
Yeah, that's a good view. Yeah, see, because we've got to have kind of an expansive, like, oh, yeah, that happened. I want to
see her house. What does her house look like?
I know. Look. Oh, look at that.
Oh, dear goodness. That's awesome.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, that happened. Yep, that happened. Maximizing. Yeah. Boom. Blew that up. Whoopsie daisy.
Cleaned up my counter.
Yeah. Look at you. Oh, we're just chatting at home. Coffee talk. A little coffee talk with the gals.
Solving the problems of the world. So, Krista Kelly, how do you maintain your sanity when everything's going insane?
Well, what are we going to discuss? I mean, I feel like what we were talking about today is actually a good topic. You know?
The women's thing or the income equality or what?
Well, I feel like
or the compounding.
The topic about the gal who is in the news. That's kind of interesting.
Right, but is it the income? We're going to be stepping on a lot of shit in that conversation because people are so weird about it.
Okay, then you mean
they take it all wrong. Watch the Tony Robbins thing where he's getting hammered, and it's the stupidest thing in the world if you watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, he
doesn't say anything, and what they show on TV is not even how it happened or what happened. It looks like he's pushing the girl, and that's not what he's doing. He had her do the experiment because she's just pushing back on him and is not listening.
Yeah.
But they only show him pushing her, and he's not pushing her.
No. He's pushing back against the victim.
Her. She's, yes.
Oh, it's my favorite girl.
Yes, Pearly.
Pearl, look at you. Look at your little black baby. Pearl.
I can't see her because it's so dark.
Pearl. Oh, my goodness. Look how pretty you are. Look at your little red mustache. Who's a pretty girl?
Do you really want to interview me? Because I'm the smart one.
Oh, my goodness. Who's so pretty? Pearl, who's so pretty? Where's your treats? Where's your treats?
I can't hear you because I have it in my headsets.
Oh, where's your treats? It's so pretty. Okay, so yeah, let's not go down a road that's going to get everybody all fucking flared up. We don't need that.
No, but we could come at it with not even that, but like talking about there are options or alternatives for women, and there are places for them to make the amount of money that they're capable of by their own fruition without anybody else determining that. That is a good one.
Right.
That's why I did this. I could have made $15 an hour, or I could do something and decide how much I wanted to be worth. Skill set, $15 an hour. Desire is whatever. Like, so I did this. That's why.
But
anybody to tell me what I was worth.
Well, and what struck me in the conversation with that woman, you know, the newscast was, here's a woman with a double master's degree.
Right.
Double master's degree. Freaking smart woman. And she was looking at a $13,000 a year discrepancy.
Yeah, so that's what, $1,000 a month.
Yeah. In her annual income. Right? So her ceiling on what she was going to make was very dictated. But she's super educated.
Anytime somebody else is paying you, your income is dictated.
Right?
Yeah,
super fascinating.
Kind of, to me, is the point. Like, she went back to get her master's to get raises and be eligible for all these other things. But it's still dictated.
Yeah. It's super educated woman. Super intelligent.
Doctors.
Incredibly educated.
Great money, but it's still dictated. And if they're not doctoring, they're not getting paid. That woman, if she wasn't working, she wouldn't get paid anything.
Yeah.
So she's gotten her 2 master's degrees to be dependent on somebody else's opinion of her worth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what everybody's taught, right?
Right. It really is. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. And what I found was interesting this weekend is both of these gals had like 3 little kids at home, husbands not at home. So they were, and one of them was working and had the kids and had a working husband. They had no choices in life. They had no time or no value to their time with their kids, dropping them off at daycare.
Yeah.
And can you imagine? And now they vacation together because their time is everybody's most valuable asset, right? So is your time worth $12 an hour? Or whatever. I know. My little friend, she's like, Mommy, what are you talking about now? You don't pay me anything for my tricks.
Oh, she's a cutie. Well, I know that's what we were talking about with my kids. That's something that I know that we're having, especially with Paige now in college, is the big discussion because they've been raised with parents that have time freedom. And that's, especially with Paige, because she wants to be a corporate attorney, which is such an interesting choice. She's going to lack time freedom, enormous time freedom, and how that's going to really play out as she becomes an adult because she's been raised with time freedom. Now she's going to go into a job that's going to have 0 time freedom. And how is that going to make her happy? Because I'm not really sure.
She has no idea what the job really is.
Yeah. Well, she's 18. I love her to pieces that she's 18, you know?
But that's the other thing about, like, even for our industry, the people who get it are more the people who are successful out in the world. The last person people want to ask are successful people, but those are the first people we should be asking because they get leverage, they get choices, they get compounding, they get scalable, they get all those concepts. If you've grown up with jobs and seeing only jobs work and being told even to go to college to get a good job, you don't even see that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not exposed to it, how would you trust yourself, or how would you even look at it unless you just, I don't know, you'd have to have some kind of.
Well, you got to start to ask yourself too, is that the jobs and some of the careers that are out there right now, the way the economy is moving and the careers that are available for my daughters is a performance-based society right now. So they're not going to be leaving, they're not going to be going out into economy that's going to support them the same way that it did my father's generation, my generation. It's a different world, So I think I don't know. I thought that whole conversation this morning with that woman, and then realizing that, she's looking at a $13,000 a year discrepancy, a freaking double master's degree. I mean, how much did she pay for that?
Exactly. But I think everything, like, why do you have to spend 8 hours at the office if you can get your job done in 4? I think when they start paying for performance, pays will level out. There will be no pay discrepancy. If you do this, this is how much you get paid. That's why our industry has no concept of what sex you are, what nationality, what education you have. It has none of that. Well, you just do your thing and you decide how much you think you're going to be worth and what you want to be worth, and you go do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind of cray.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
mean, and that's the part that's demoralizing too, because you do a lot and sometimes you don't feel like you're getting paid for what you're doing, but that does accumulate over time. That's the whole compounding effect.
Yeah, and I always think about it in terms of like in my own lens, right? Which is, I guess, the only lens that we have is our own lens. The lens that I look through is that somebody like me, right? So you got somebody like me who's been out of the workforce, besides for the jobs that I've created, right? So my eBay businesses, the coffee shops that I've built, any of the jobs I've created, any of my businesses, I'm an entrepreneur, anything that I've created. So no real traditional jobs, and then into network marketing that I fell. But if I was to actually have to go out and get a job, where would I actually fall in a pay scale?
That's what I mean.
It's that, I mean,
$6 an hour.
I mean, it really, that piece of it is terrifying. That really, when you think about, if I was to go out into a traditional thing, especially with the children or in our lifestyle, and I start thinking, oh my God, with what I know, and how, as long as I've been out of a traditional work environment, in what society conditions us to consider traditional, my skill set in what I do and how I do it is just completely out of the box. I don't operate in the box. I don't function in the box. I don't make money in the box. I don't play in the box. It's just not the way that I do it. And I don't think that it'll be interesting to see, I think, now with my children, because so much of they've been clearly schooled and educated formally by the American school system. But a lot of it also has been by Patrick and I. And we think very differently, I think, than probably the general population. And even now, like with Skylar's Skylar's ACL, now Skylar's having, her ACL situation, and she's got, mom's thinking on ACL repair and how that was brought into our life and how that's going to be exiting our life and all of that. Just really different thought processes. So I think I consider all of that, like this, how that really, I don't know. I know you know what I'm talking about. Just,
oh my gosh, are you kidding? If I wrote a resume, what would I have on it? I mean, I've done a lot of volunteer work, but it's not going to get you a job that pays more than $15 an hour, or the skills you learn managing a household or kids or at school or from fundraising. But you're not going to get. I mean, you'll get a job because if you lived your life right, you will have affected people who will trust you because they've seen your work ethic throughout your non-employed time.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. To me, this was like the answer because I wasn't going to make $15 an hour. And I'm like you. I've never worked a timed job except for waitressing, but that to me, I could make more money by how hard.
Look at my day worker.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hey, Pedro. How are you, Pedro?
Yeah.
Sí, señora.
I want a pool boy.
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
I would think so, yeah.
What? You can't let him lay shovels against my car.
I wasn't watching.
Okay, should I turn our broadcast off since we have been live all this time?
It was on the video thing. His workers are laying shovels on my car.
Oh my goodness.
I don't like that.
That's not smart. It looks like I have a bald spot right here. Watch, doesn't it look like have a hole in my head right here?
I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. It's going to be, see the sides there? And see how it looks really light blonde? We call that platinum blonde. It's like the silver streaks. That's platinum blonde.
Wow. Dyeing their hair that color now. All the young girls are dyeing their hair gray. I'm like, seriously?
Who's dyeing your hair gray?
All the young girls.
Yeah, it's because they're young, foolish young kids. Oh my gosh. Pedro.
Okay, we solved the world's problems. I better get off because I think this is a live broadcast.
Okay.
I'll share it with you because it's actually got good stuff if we can portion it off.
All right.
At least we did it.
It's good, huh?
Really good. And we just have a conversation.
It's good. Okay, so yeah, and then that's on your page, right?
It's on my real estate page.
Oh, Jesus. All right, so then we'll end up, we'll do one later.
Yeah. We're not walking.
When we're not walking around, and we'll go ahead and, I think we just have a conversation like that. What do you think?
I think it'd be good. I think if we go live or whatever, my brain, I'm not kidding, just works better in the morning.
Okay.
But we can do it. We can try it this afternoon, but
You feel peppier in the morning?
I just can think of words in the morning.
Well, I think, I'm fine with that. You need to be peppier in the morning. I'm less peppy in the morning.
Well, let's do twice.
We'll do it morning and afternoon. I like it. What do you think, Pedro?
Sí.
Yeah. Juan, Jose.
Me and Pearl are very offended that we don't have a Pedro.
You don't have your own?
We don't have our own. I have a Pearl. I don't have a Pedro.
Jesse Strop said hello. Hello, Jesse.
I know there's people getting on our page because we're yakking away long enough. Okay, I'm going to end this broadcast.
Yeah, do, because I look like a freaking hot mess. I didn't know that it was actually literally live.